So, you wanna learn Dhalsim, huh? You mad fuck. Now listen up. In this video, we're gonna take a dive into the stretchy Street Fighter, learning the art of flailing limbs and some yoga nonsense. Whether you're a pro or a button mashing noob. Now buckle up and get ready to get schooled in the ways of the human noodle. My name is Etim, and welcome to my Dhalsim guide. So Dhalsim, you see, your role here, you need to understand your role as Dhalsim. Your role here is just to be annoying, keep them thinking, second guessing. You have the reach advantage, you have the fireballs, you have 1,000 ways to keep them occupied and 1,000 ways to close in the distance. You are supposed to make them feel helpless as they go in and make them just hesitate all the time. They have to approach you in a different manner other than any other characters they've ever faced. So this is your advantage. You need to know how to play this character to move on. Let's take a look at the Dhalsim's strengths versus weaknesses. I would personally say this character has way more strengths than weaknesses. Some of his weaknesses are of course pretty general, like generic for a lot of characters with that the same problem. Okay, first of all, let's get this obvious point out of the way. His first strength is his reach advantage. He has the buttons that no one else has, but they are minus. Every button he has here, like the main pokey ones, are minus. So use them with caution. But he has a very good set of range, and every range has its purpose, which I'm gonna go through in the button section. But yeah, this is one of his strengths. Couple this with fireballs and you have a great keep away game. Anyway, let's move on. The next strength I'm gonna talk about is that this character really doesn't have many bad matchups because of the lack of matchup knowledge that everyone has over him. I would say that's at least my general assumption at the moment, because it's one of the least played characters in the game. But yeah, this character doesn't really lose to anyone other than, like, yeah, of course, Cammy, because she has ways to get through his fireballs. She has a very fast dive kick, which if you have this anti-air mentality imprinted in your head, this will beat it because it's way too fast for like anyone to react to. And I would say JP is also it's a good pick against Dhalsim. But anyway, other than these two, you can play around any character. You can dodge any fireball with the slide. You can outpoke them, make them frustrated, and this will lead to your victory. The third strength I'm going to talk about is his corner pressure. He has one of the most disgusting corner pressure in the game. He has so many sequences that leave him on plus frames, and they also lead into each other, which makes this sequence non-stop, which also may cause the player to crack at the end. But yeah, this character has a very terrifying corner pressure. So if you find yourself in the corner against a Dhalsim and they know what they're doing, you will be in for some world of hurt. So his fourth strength I'm gonna talk about is his anti-air. Like any character, like if you play as a Dhalsim, you almost expect your opponent to jump over your normals or fireballs at some point. And if they do, you will be able to do some huge damage. Very strong capability of converting anti-airs into huge damage. And if they do like to jump over your normals, you can do some huge chunk of damage. Let's see, if they jump over you like this, you can do some very nice converted damage like this. It's not the best damage in the world, but it will do its trick to send a message that they can jump over you. And with buttons like back medium punch, which is your fast normal, if they do decide to jump over you, it would look like this. It resets the situation pretty much, and you can keep them honest on the ground if you throw off Yoga Fire or Yoga Flame. He also has his back heavy kick, which leads to a free teleport if you choose to do that, of course. It has a lower hurt box, so this might be your go-to in many cases. Back medium punch is your go-to in general, but your back heavy kick has a lower hurt box, which makes this also a very good viable tool to anti-air with. Yeah, and don't forget his back heavy punch, which I demonstrated at the beginning. It is your best tool if they jump from further distance, which will lead to huge damage. You can do so many options from there, like this, or if you choose to do any other stuff like a knockdown into an Oki, this will be your go-to from the further ranges. You have standing heavy kick on very specific situation. You can do this, or you can do this. Let's talk about his air-to-air approach. He has one of the best buttons in air-to-air situations because he can actually convert out of it into a mix-up, like so. You can float to keep the pressure going. So your jump medium punch is your go-to air-to-air approach. You have the heavy kick, which is good if you want to catch people jumping. Let's talk about his weakness now. Yeah, he does a lot less damage than other characters. He doesn't do much damage. Like if you do a full combo, this is all you get. He has a good vortex, but if we're gonna talk damage in general, it doesn't do that much damage. You need to convert into supers in general to do damage. And you will have to use a bar for that, which is obviously not, you don't prefer it that way. But yeah, this is what you have to deal with because of your huge amount of mix-ups and vortex options and good anti-air and keep out. You will have to sacrifice your damage to have all those tools. Another weakness he has is that if he gets knocked down in the corner, you don't really have good defensive tools per se. And this is generic throughout every character that doesn't have a wake up DP or a general good wake up super. So let's say you get knocked down. Let's go with it. Like this. They grab you and they want to grab you again. What will you do now? Try to demonstrate is he has this anti-air, I'm gonna say not anti-air, but he has this instant heavy drill, which leads to you being able to get away from the dangerous situations. But if they block it, you will not be in a favorable situation. And if they do decide to do something about it, let's start this one. Yeah, you will get hit out of your jump there. So you will have to block this one. You have to rely a lot on your dry reversal and the usage of it. You have to use it the right way. But yeah, you don't really have that many defensive options. You can of course use Wake Up Super, but your Wake Up Super 1 is interruptible, so it's not good. So your best option is, if I'm gonna get this one right, is level 3, and the second one is your level 2. These are your options on Wake Up. And this option as well if they do try and shimmy. you will still get hit. So you have to find other ways to play in the corner if you do get it, but there are ways for you to get out of it, and we're gonna talk about defensive options down the road. One glaring weakness that I don't like about Dhalsim is that, of course, you love to be able to poke, but you are susceptible to drive impact. So let's say if I have him do a drive impact like this, and if I do wanna get greedy, start getting greedy with my punch, I will always get punish countered. So you have to be very, very careful when you actually use a poke. So you have to use low committal move, that or cancel ball. That is one way to tackle this. So there, you have to be very careful about that, and don't ever use two mediums after each other, because if they do actually jump, it will not end up well for you. Let's say on block reversal, they jump on you. Let's take a forward jump, for example, and let's make him block everything. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, he would have enough time to actually go counter on me. So if I do the same thing here, yeah, same thing applies. So don't do it twice in a round. What I would suggest you to do is add a light kick in the middle, in case that if they do drive rush after you blocked attack, you will be able to check them. But let's say this will give you enough time to actually anti-air. So you do this, you do this. This will give you enough time to catch them if they do something, but don't ever do this, because you're minus on block. That is not good for you. Another possible weakness in some case is that he has a steeper learning curve than most characters because of his different playstyle altogether. You throw out everything you learned about Street Fighter 6 with other characters right out of the window, because the same thing doesn't necessarily apply to this character. He has way more buttons and more commands, so you need to get used to that and the ranges and purposes of each button. He has very technical combos as well, and you will have to almost break your fingers playing him. Now, jokes aside, but this character is way harder to master than others. This might be for some of you guys a weakness. Let's talk Fireball game. Dhalsim got the ability to dish out fireballs in different speeds and different angles. Can be used as cover-up tool, both defensively and offensively, to trick the mind and set up traps. In my opinion, Dhalsim will never lose the fireball war if used correctly. Him winning this war doesn't contribute to this fireballs alone, but the ability to teleport if they shoot a fireball, the ability to charge your fireball to make it 2 hits, and slide or hit under fireballs is also part of his fireball game. Dhalsim is a blender really, with 100 blades in it, so he will maul and obliterate you if you don't bring in your A game. First we're gonna talk about his light yoga fire, this one. The best fireball as it's slow, allowing your opponent to react to it. But in truth, it's just a trap. Depending on your opponent's actions, my response would be different. The most likely scenario is the first one, which is if they do jump over, I tend to anti-air it with back heavy punch. If you see a yellow flash that says counter, you can convert it into decent damage. If you did not in fact counter hit, you can still drive rush into a medium slide for meaty plus frames in your favor as they land, which gives you frame trap opportunities. Second scenario, if they don't jump forward, they might neutral jump it. Most of the time they will get caught by the light yoga fire, but if you do decide to use a different strength, you can still drive rush forward into back heavy punch or back medium punch, and the result will be the same as jumping forward. If they are willing to block or parry it, you got 3 options here. You can use that fireball as a cover-up for a safe teleport so you can engage your opponent. Like this. You can dry rush behind fireball to force a strike and throw mix-up. Or simply throw any poke of your choosing behind that fireball as they block it, for extra damage to the gauge. Use different strengths of your fireball to mess up with your opponent's timing on the parry and catch them off guard. Your EX fireball is very slow depending on which strength you use, and it's safe on block. If you do decide to use it close up, it's only -3. You have the ability to charge it to make it hit 2 times, which gives you an advantage in the fireball war. But be careful, because the charge time is kind of high, they can react with the jump. Next up is the yoga arc. At first glance, you would start to think that this fireball is useless. It goes up, why would I care? This fireball messes up your opponent's mentality. It's like one of those torture devices, where a drop of water keeps dropping onto your face. You don't know when it's gonna land, then boom, you use your slide because they were distracted. You will be using medium and light versions the most, and only use heavy if they are full screen away, and you want a decoy or a cover up for your teleport. Using these fireballs provokes an action from your opponent, giving them the sense of urgency. If you start to add this fireball together with yoga fire, you will eventually catch them in the air, which leads into huge damage conversion. Using EX version messes even more with your opponent's mind, which leads into some cool looking moments. Next fireball on this list is Yoga Comet. It's your air fireball. different strength and speeds. Heavy lands all the way, almost all the way to the ground, and light stops just above head level. You can use this in combination with Yoga Arc or Fire to add up to 2 fireballs on the screen, which in some cases will overwhelm your opponent, urging the opponent to take actions because they feel trapped. If you do decide to use the light version of the Yoga comment, you get the opportunity to charge up your Yoga Fire. If you used the heavy comment, using your light Yoga Fire is a must. This creates the trap I was talking about earlier in the Yoga Fire section. Then there is the EX version of the Yoga comment. It is very special as it's slow and gives you the opportunity to special cancel out of it. It has 2 hit properties. You can cancel this into a float or teleport, which gives you some mix-up opportunities. And if they try to jump over it, you can snipe them with standing medium or jumping medium punch, which also leads to a teleport situation. Now, to have the perfect fireball game, using all 3 together will give the opponent the impression that it's raining fire, and one wrong move and they will be in for a world of hurt. So, let's talk about Dhalsim's drills. They are a double-edged sword, as it both can hurt your opponent if spaced right, and if you space it poorly, it will hurt you instead. I will share with you guys a general rule of thumb in spacing your drills. So, generally in the neutral space, the only 2 drills you will be using are light and medium, medium being the most used one. To space your medium drill the right way, you need to have your opponent block 3 lights. That will put you in perfect range for neutral jump into medium drill. That will leave you +5 on block. Being +5 means you can frame trap the drill into standing light punch. Or back medium kick. The other way to space the medium drill is having your opponent block 2 lights into jump back into medium drill. The plus frames will vary from +3 to +2, which means it's still your turn. The light drill can be spaced by making your opponent block 3 lights, then jump back light drill. This will leave you on +3 on block. Obviously, if you hit any of these drills, it will lead into your bread and butter combos. Your heavy drill is more of a defensive drill, as it's used to escape throw attempts. It can also be used at meaty situations, but I will cover that later down the road. Some other use cases for your drills are to navigate through the stage. You have slow walk speed, so you can use them to close the distance a little bit faster. Alright, let's talk about the yoga shenanigans that Dhalsim never fails to provide. The ability to float and teleport. I will first cover the float, then after that, let's take a look at the teleport. So, the float ability is another tool used in the neutral space. It gives you access to all of your jump normals and all of your air specials. With this, it will give you more angles to attack from, which makes it both annoying and difficult to deal with. There are 2 methods of using float. One being the instant jump float, which is faster and more preferred way of using it. Then there is the manual way of doing it. It got some nice use cases. It can be used as a bait. It can be used both offensively and defensively. Here are some examples of those three. Mixing in float in your offense is the way to go if you're going to level up your Dhalsim. Now, moving on to the teleport. It's tricky to react to. One of your ways of engaging the enemy or disengaging, as it can be used like the float, baiting, offensively and defensively. But let's add in to mix your opponent up and used for setups as well. If you decide to play Dhalsim on a serious level, then learning how to use teleport and float is a must. Like the float, you have the instant air way of doing it and simple pressing either 3 punches or 3 kicks plus forward or backwards to teleport. Here are some examples on how to use the teleport for offense and defense. Master the ways of the teleport and you will surely make them rage quit on you. Let's talk about our defensive play. Our options are very specific and we are limited due to not possessing any kind of OD, EX wake up or any reliable level 1 supers. Our level 2 super works against that loves to jump on your wake up or press standing buttons or throws you on your wake up. But if they don't press anything, then it can be countered by any lows. If we do end up sending away our Terra Force, then a simple throw will beat it, as majority of the throw animation will outlast our love bomb. We have level 3, but it's risky, and once spent, you lose your potential comeback factor. In mid-screen, you rely on block and parry or a well-timed drive reversal. If they press too many buttons, then using drills to bypass them is a good option. Jump instant teleport back into medium punch is a good way of disengaging your enemy. So, you're cornered. What can we do? We have one reliable way of fending off our opponents. That is the down back heavy punch into light yoga fire. It is safe on block, and if they try to drive impact the fireball, it will give us enough time to either parry or drive impact back. Here we need to be using our low committal buttons, which are crouching medium punch and standing light kick, as they are very important because they can both be special cancelable, which means if they try to drive impact it, you will drive impact them back. Look for their jump-ins. Using back medium punch into drive rush will swap your positions. which they of course will be regretting. If your opponent got you in their throw loop, using instant heavy drill against throws or backdash is good. If they try to shimmy you, use either down back medium kick, down back heavy kick to sweep them, or down back heavy punch into light yoga fire. If they do try to quote-unquote jump over you in the corner, simply light kick slide out of there and they effectively shot themselves in the foot. Sometimes risking eating a punish for escaping the corner is worth the trade-off. Simply use instant air teleport behind them. You might eat a punish, but as long as you don't die from it, it is worth it. If they're walking back and forth in the corner with you, occasionally throw out your back medium kick and drive rush buffer it. You might catch a delayed button, and that means a side switch for you or a round deciding combo. If the space allows it, throw out a light yoga arc to buy yourself some time, since most people will have to risk themselves to approach you there. They might jump, but back medium punch is there to swat them out of the air. Will they drive impact? You can drive impact back, but if they block it, you teleport behind them as it gives you the coverage you need to make that teleport safe. Yes, our defensive options are limited, but being patient and look over these options and you will surely emerge victorious.
What are you waiting for? Time to resist. My journey is not yet complete. This was the real My journey is This was preordained. Accepting. My journey is not yet complete. This was preordained. Accepting. My journey is this was preordained. Accepting. My journey is not yet complete. This was preordained. Accepting. My journey is complete. This was preordained. Accepting. My journey is complete. This was preordained. Accepting. My journey is you this was preordained. Accepting. My journey is not yet complete. This was preordained. Accepting. My journey is not yet complete. This was preordained. Accepting. My journey is not yet complete. This was preordained. Accepting. My journey is not yet complete. The power of yoga. Behold this yoga
That would be it for this part 1. If you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful, please do subscribe. See you guys in the next part.